Kraigg, how would you assess that performance overall?
Not what we expected and wanted. Obviously, bowling-wise, we did great, getting 10 wickets here in Australia on the 300 runs. I think that was good. Obviously, we could improve, from that as well. Obviously, batting-wise, the top part we didn't get going. Obviously, Kurt played well in the first innings, but yeah, we didn't get the scores. So obviously, that is what let us down in this Test match.
What do you put that down to from a batting perspective?
Obviously, some of the shots were on, and we still managed to edge them to slip, some of them. So, better execution, especially those attacking shots that you're looking to score. Some of the guys showed some good fight, showed some good defense. But yeah, I'll say it, when you're going to play that attack shot, we didn't execute, as good as we should have.
Jamal Joseph was a great game. How do you assess his performance?
It was a great start. Great start to his international career, and he has a bright future for West Indies. But it wasn't a surprise. I really believe he's something special, and I was very happy for him.
Was there a temptation to give him the new ball in that short stint just then?
I mean, yeah, obviously he out Steve Smith with his first ball, so there was a temptation, and I mean, you never know.
What did you learn out of bowling to Travis Head? Do you have to make any adjustments? So obviously, Andre said yesterday you plan to go short to him up front. A lot of teams have. It hasn't quite worked out. Do you have to make any adjustments bowling to him in Brisbane?
I mean, obviously, yeah, the initial plan is there. Obviously, he's a guy that like to score fast, and I just think we just got to be as tight as possible. I think the more dot balls we can bowl at him, when he's batting, I think that's a plus. And for us, it's just to keep working out what line of length on the pitch, because obviously this pitch, Brisbane may play different to this pitch, and it's pink ball as well. But I think the more we could keep him on the defence is good for us, obviously, along with the initial plan of attacking him.
Touch on Shamar. What did you make of the performance of the other two debutants?
Yeah, I was very happy with what I've seen from Hodge. I mean, he didn't get any runs, but the first innings, you saw him leave some balls, defend some balls. He looked the part. Obviously, as I said, it's just to take that into performing and getting runs out there, and spending time. And Graves was obviously outstanding with the ball as the all-rounder, and catching his slip was good, which I'm not surprised with that. And a decent innings in the second innings, he showed some fight. So happy. I think it's good for the guys to get out there and play and experience what it is to play international cricket. I mean, it's great to be playing against the #1 team in the world, because you pretty much know where you stay after here. So yeah, I was very, very pleased with what I saw from those debutants.
Could you envisage more debutants in the second test, given you do have 4 other uncapped players in your squad?
I mean, we'll see. We have a few days, to think on it. Obviously, we didn't see Brisbane pitches yet, but yeah, I mean, obviously we have a few debutants, so you never know. But I'm quite happy with how this team played. It just we fell short with the bat, to be honest.
I was going to say about that, like, how much do you attribute the quickness of the game to the pitch, and I guess how much there was in it for the seam bowlers across the game?
Yeah, the pitch did having something throughout, but I still think our dismissals at some points weren't that was on us rather than the pitch. Obviously, Australia came out yesterday and really attacked the batsmen, but I think we got to learn. Obviously, it's something we say a lot, but someone has to do it. Someone has to show that fight, and I believe the guys that here have the heart, and they have to just have the belief. Because when you see guys, world-class bowlers, they talk to their mark. You got to believe you could get the job done, believe you could score, hit, whether singles or boundaries. And I believe these guys could do it. I think the experience was good for them, getting out there and see, and got to come back in Brisbane and pretty much get the job done.
Obviously, it was quite a nasty blow for Uzi at the end there. How did you, I guess, see that, and how was he when you guys went up to speak to him?
Yeah, unfortunate. Obviously, he kind of bit his tongue as well. But let's hope he's okay. Obviously no one wants to, see a guy get injured playing, this game that we love.
Kraigg, just about the batters, you played Test cricket for a long time and you've done it consistently. So what kind of conversations have you had with those guys who now at least got 2 innings in Test cricket, or even Mackenzie and Athanaze who now played 1 Test match each in Australia?
I think they should get a lot of confidence from playing the number 1 team, number 1 bowlers, and it shows them that they can do it. Kirk got a 50. And 20 odd in second innings. So it shows that he has the ability to score runs against world-class bowlers. So I think it will help. And the other guys, they didn't get runs, but from watching Kirk, they know, look, we could get it done. So it's for them, because it's all mental. As I said, we played some shots where we believed the shot was on, but we edged it. So whether it was nerves, obviously a little poor execution, but I think it could give the batsman confidence to know that they could do it. They face the bowlers. Obviously, they're very consistent, but you will get a bad ball in between. And, it's just, obviously, we keep having the conversations, but for me, it's all around being mentally tough and, because they're going to come at you. And they're number 1 bowlers in the world. And obviously, that alone could put a batsman under pressure. But it shows that, Kirk showed that, look, we could get runs against these. So I think that will give them some confidence.
Or do what Shaman Joseph did with the bat, maybe just...
But even that, his belief is amazing. If all the guys could have that sort of, that'd be great. But, he's obviously a special guy. And he gave a lot of confidence to the team as well when we see him playing his shots. And, for the batsmen, I just want them to go out there and enjoy themselves, enjoy the challenge.
Kraigg, what's so difficult about facing Josh Hazlewood, especially on a pitch like that? Is it just the length that he bowls, or is it just the relentlessness of it? What did you find in your time out there?
I think you pretty much said it. Obviously very consistent, hitting one spot. Obviously that spot is not the easiest to score off of at times. As the ball gets older, maybe a little easier. But initially, you really got a solid defense, especially early on. And, everyone obviously will bowl a bad ball, but I think his relentlessness is obviously his strength. And, you have to have a solid defense, especially when that ball is hard.
What do you think West Indies cricket needs to keep improving and be more competitive? Is it purely funding?
Funding will be great, to be honest. I think playing Test cricket, we need to play a lot more games. So like last year, we played 6 games. Even if you play 6 in a year, I pretty much won't mind if the 6 games are back-to-back series, because I think you got to play to learn, and it's hard for a guy to play. Let's say if he fails or he succeeds, whichever it is, but then your next Test match is 6 months away. So it's pretty hard to really learn as a batsman, because I think you learn as you're out there playing and experiencing what it is, what world-class bowlers, what world-class batsmen do. Yeah, so I think we need a lot more Test cricket. This year is pretty good for us, to be honest. 9 games, which is great for us. We have first-class cricket when we go back, so it's a good year. But I just think generally the more games we can play, plus obviously funding, would be great. But I think we need to play more cricket for us guys to gain that experience, then to go on and continuously, perform against world-class players.
Do you think the structures are in place for a player like Shamar coming in, who clearly looks like he's a massive future ahead of him, to stay within playing consistently for the West Indies, given the landscape?
Yeah, I believe so. I think it was great for us. We had 2 A-team series in the last, about 6-8 months. And for me, A-team cricket helped me a lot when I was younger. So it was good to see, us getting that back. I think as a fast bowler, probably a little different at times, because at times it's good to fast bowlers need some rest at times. But I believe we will have it in place. As I said, this year is pretty good for us in terms of cricket, and it's just how we manage our bowlers. I think one thing that would be great for us is we just got to produce some good pitches in the Caribbean. Some pitches that have some bunks that we can produce more Shamar Josephs from, not just a lot of spinners, because pretty much in our first-class cricket, in the first hour, the ball is spinning, and I think it'd be great. Our pitches obviously getting better, and they did improve in the last 2 years. And if we continue to get them with some pace in it, fast bowlers, enjoy themselves and get some pace and balls, bouncing to the keeper well, and not just carrying the height. I think all of that together will help us to produce more fast bowlers because it gives them a lot of confidence.
What about Shamar with a little franchise cricket, given he's going to the UAE straight after this? So how do you manage that with him?
It's obviously a lot of discussions, we'll have with management and Shamar. Because, obviously everyone will possibly want him in, so I think we just got to do our best, to keep him in a good program and a good structure. So, it's just a balance, just that right balance and that continuous support from the board.
How important is someone like Alzari, Joseph, then Kraigg? He just went for another $1 million contract in the IPL auction, but he played all 6 tests last year and he's here as a vice captain.
Yeah, I think Alzari, he loves Test cricket, and Shamar loves it as well, and I think that's great. Nothing's wrong with playing franchise cricket, but obviously when it's Test series, obviously you love to have your best team. Obviously guys have to make their decision, but I just think we got to do our best in managing, communicating to the players. But I believe those guys have the love. All the guys have the love, but some guys have to make decisions, for themselves. And we as West Indies, we just gotta do our best to support, and everything could always improve, for us.